All right, we are live. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of That's Debatable. You are right here on the Score On Air Network. I am Ryan Dietrich, the voice of reason, here with my co-host Will Ward. What's up, Will?
Hey, how you doing, Ryan? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? And thank you for tuning in to, like Ryan already said, a special Wednesday night edition of That's Debatable.
We are down the namesake of the show, Jeremiah Bays. It's his daughter's 7th birthday, I think.
Yes, sir.
That's what he just said. So, shout out to our guy, Jer, holding it down at home, as always. Hoping the best for him. He's having a good time. Kid's birthday is always important. So,
Gotta take time off for family, you know?
Dude, that's
family
right.
first, and that's what Jared did. So, shout out to my man and his daughter. Little girl, got daddy moments, girl dad and all that.
Yes, sir. All right, so today is Wednesday, April 13th. We were last here on April 4th, Monday. That was the night of the NCAA Men's National Championship. The NBA regular season is finished up. The NBA playing tournament started. The WNBA Draft was last night. There was a big Dwayne Haskins incident over the weekend. That's kind of the big news around these neck of the woods. So we got a lot to catch up on, but real quick, touching over the weekend or last week, Will, you been broadcasting, doing any kind of sport? What you been up to?
It's that time of the year for me and my family. My boys, they've started AAU travel basketball
Nice.
with the Mid-Ohio Pumas. So shout out to those kids that's been out here. They've both been taking. I got one 6th grader, one 8th grader, soon to be 7 and the 9th. But they both took 2nd place in both of their tournaments this past weekend. My oldest, he played in Indianapolis. They came in 2nd, got down to the championship game, played at 8 o'clock at night in Indy. Shout out to my wife. She had to make that trip back. I was here with my youngest, so they, like I said, came in 2nd the last 2 tournaments. So that's what's going on with them right now. But other than that, still getting ready for the fall, getting my mind prepared for it. And that's about it. Staying focused. Of course, we said the Dwayne Haskins incident.
Yep.
We're going to go over that here in a second. But it's a lot of stuff that's been going on since we were here last. But in my world, that's about it.
Dude, there's always a lot going on. It's awfully nice of the wife, split duty a little bit, She had to
Teamwork make the dream work.
Dude, right?
It's real. All that type
That's
of
all
stuff,
good, though. That's what we like to hear. Let's see. My end, I've been doing some things with TKDS Sports out of Dayton. Yesterday, I went down, did the Centerville High School boys JV and varsity volleyball games. They took on Kettering Fairmont, so I've been getting some practice broadcasting, doing commentary for volleyball.
Right
I
on.
also did some Centerville's lacrosse on
Right on.
Saturday.
Good games?
What?
Pretty good games you got the call?
Yeah, actually, they were playing Pickerington North Panthers in the varsity matchup. Centerville was up most of the game. Had a 1-point lead with like a few minutes left, but Pickerington North just piled it on at the end. Couple quick, real fast. And it was like snowing, raining, sun shining, snowing, raining, sun shining.
Welcome to Ohio, by
That's
the way.
exactly right. Spring, you get all 4 seasons in one.
Right.
But it's cool. I don't know a whole lot about lacrosse. I mean, it's a combination of, a bunch of different sports, kind of, basketball, field hockey. But
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, man. They beat the heck out of each other with those sticks.
That's good, man.
It's so that was interesting. Got to do a little bit of TBL, the basketball league.
Yeah.
Broadcast a couple of them on Friday and Saturday.
Remember who that was between or how that turned out?
Yeah, so let's see. Friday night was Cincinnati and Flint.
All right.
Cincinnati Warriors and the Flint United.
I remember Flint. I got the call I don't think the Columbus Condors are in operation this year.
They are not.
But I did remember Flint, and I do like those TBL games. So if you haven't tuned into a TBL, you can tune in to my guy Dietrich. He's making all his calls now. You say you're on the call?
That's right, yeah.
So, hey, it's making things happen in the TBL.
Yep.
My guy Jackson, Kevin, make sure you give me a call, man. We got business to work out. So want you guys to hear that. I would still love to work with TKDS.
For sure.
But gotta make sure we get the technicalities and all that other stuff worked out. But would love to jump on with my man Ryan. We make a really good team, as you see now.
Dude, yeah, we do. Cincinnati and Flint United. Cincinnati's up 99-97, like 15 seconds left. Flint gets the ball, comes down, couple passes. Dude makes a real nice turnaround bucket from in close. So ties the game up with like 5 seconds left. But his bench and all the teammates on his bench just go nuts, start hooting and hollering, run out on the court.
Yeah.
So they get teed up for running out on the floor. So Cincinnati ends up winning it on like a last-second technical free throw.
Okay. Hey, so you had the Patrick Beverly before Patrick Beverly, huh?
You got it.
You know what I mean? We're going to get to that in a little bit later, in a little bit of the show, so stay tuned here on That's Debatable. Don't click out yet, but, yeah, man, that's good stuff. Was it in Cincinnati? You had to go down to Cincinnati?
Yes. Friday night I went to, we were in northern Cincinnati, Glenville or Glendale or something at the Sports Plus Arena.
Right on.
So a little bit of a drive, but not too bad. I don't mind.
You had some Yamo Sports you had going on too, right?
Dude, yeah, that's right. Our guy Adam Dell, who's the director of the sports program here, the Score on Air Network. He's involved with a new company, Yamo Media, and so I went over and did a broadcast for them on Sunday. We went to Westland High School and broadcasted the Jump25.com Ohio High School All-Stars. So 3 games, 2 boys high school all-stars and then the girls high school all-stars. So, all-star game,
right?
A lot of fanfare, so recognize some former Central Ohio athletes, basketball players, things like that. But pretty good games. It's kind of like an open gym when it's an all-star game. No defense, chucking up a bunch of threes. But
hey, that's an all-star game for you. You want to see the best of the best and see what kind of talents they have, a little bit of exhibition. While we're on talking about all-star games, make sure you guys going to drop the chat here in a little bit, but the Columbus Classic in Columbus is coming up, I believe, next weekend. So that's going to be a big event, HBCU All-Star Game. Be sure to watch that. Like I said, we're going to drop the information that you can find the tickets available.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot
of those are going on sale here soon.
I'll see if I can find a grab.
A lot of the stars, Vivica A. Fox, my guy Romeo, shout out to my man Master P. But all those guys are going to be in the building coming up here next weekend right here in Columbus, Ohio. Big classic of the city. So a lot of big stuff coming up. Of course, we have the spring game this coming up weekend. So be tuned in for that. I'm pretty sure they're going to do, once again, something for my man Haskins.
Oh, for sure.
We already done seen how they've been rolling out the tributes. We got our tribute, a couple other ones. But, man, it's a lot going on in the sports world. Got the Reds. They're back on. Shout out to my Reds. Go Reds. Have my man Joe B, Jamar Chase, my man T. Higgins in the sling.
The Cleveland Guardians got their first ever win as the Guardians.
Yeah.
Against the Kansas City Royals, baby.
All right.
I was a little bit of a Royals fan, too, because, I lived in eastern Kansas for 10 years, managing a bar for like 5 years. And it would always drive me nuts. It'd be like May, June. So it's the Stanley Cup Finals, the NBA playoffs are on, like big-time sports that I want to watch. And these locals in my bar would always come in and make me change it to some Royals baseball game on a Tuesday night, and it's like game 10 of 162. And you got the Stanley Cup Finals on or something, but they don't care about hockey, so it is what it is.
Right.
Good fanfare, all that. Here is, let me see if I can pop this up.
It's going to be a trivial fact one day, people. Make sure you jot that one down in your memos. Who the Cleveland Gladiators, Guardians, whoever they are, they're still going to be the chief to me for a little while. But
their first ever win.
Their first win? Kansas City Royals.
Good piece of bar trivia later on.
It's going to come to you.
All right,
thank me later.
The Classic in Columbus that Will was mentioning, I got the graphic right here. So that's going on Sunday the 23rd, live at Nationwide Arena. Ooh. I think I clipped it. Oh, no, that's all the entertainment. Doesn't have any of the dates on there. But HBCU All-Stars, Nationwide Arena, Clark Kellogg is going to be in the building from CBS. So, good stuff going on here. Let me get that out the way.
You got names like Vivica Fox, Romeo.
Dude,
A lot of different characters are going to be down there. It's going to be a good time, so that's a good place to take the kids, do a family event on a weekend. You don't have anything to do. Real positive energy, good music, some sports. Check it out, Nationwide Arena. Classic for Columbus. Put on for your city. Show support. get out there and have a good time. It's going to be a good time. They putting on a good show. Go watch it.
Like it. All right. Yeah, pretty much covers everything kind of around here. So we'll start off. That's been the conversation, the talk of the town, what happened to Dwayne Haskins. And then the ensuing, Adam Schefter, all that kind of fallout. You got any thoughts or takes on it, or do you, I know you'll have some words. You want me to roll the?
Yeah. Well, before we do, say a moment of silence for Dwayne, his family, his former players, the fans. Just keep that family in your prayers. That was a young man who meant a lot to the community, that did a lot for his team. He had good character, and with me being a dreamer, you would see in the clip Dwayne came to Ohio State, and when he was really young, and actually said this is where you want to go, and actually have that come to fruition and his dreams come true. That was a good one that went down. So, like I said, take a moment of silence for him and keep his family in your thoughts. So, roll it.
Dwayne,
Yeah.
what you think?
This sucks. Going to college here.
You going to college? Now, if you come to Ohio State, what position you going to play?
Good protection again. Haskins going up top. He's got Campbell. And Campbell pulls it in. Did he get the foot down? He did. Touchdown. Play action again. Haskins puts on the brakes. Taking a shot to Dixon. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
The thing I liked about you most of all, there was a lot to like. In an offense where you're throwing it down the field, you had a good completion percentage, all that stuff. I liked the way you handled yourself, carried yourself. But as the season went on, as a first-year starter, you got better and better under pressure, making reads more quickly, getting out of pressure, completing passes, some of them like incredible plays.
With the 15th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Dwayne Haskins.
Haskins fires downfield on third down. It's caught. Robert Davis, touchdown. Second straight week for Davis.
Oh, what a wonderful job Dwayne Haskins did on that one.
Haskins to the end zone, leaping up. That's a touchdown for Dontrell Inman. First and 10. Haskins looking deep for McLaurin. Has a step, and McLaurin with the catch.
Nice little tribute there. Like you saw, I found that on Steeler Nation's highlights. Nice little piece of work they put together, but just a sad deal. I'm 24 years old, just, tragic loss of life. So it's one of those tough things to handle and deal with. But whenever things like that happen, it's always, you got to celebrate the memories that you got with them, the times that they had, the impact, the positive impact that they made. Focus on the good things. Unfortunately, that's part of life and the things we got to deal with. But being here in Columbus, the Buckeyes, etc., it's made a pretty big impact here around the state, the city. Been a lot of talk, so, we'll continue to see, a lot of number 7 tributes. I'm sure the Buckeyes will have something on the unis. Like you mentioned, spring game coming up, so, untimely. And it's just, one of those tragedies that is part of life. And, like you said, family's important, man. You never know what can happen, all those things. So keep a positive attitude, keep moving forward, and, honor and respect. All those kinds of things.
If these past couple of years, since I'll just go back as simple as 2020.
Yeah, right.
Saying when all the COVID and all the pandemic and all that started, I brought this up here from my man, Nipsey Hussle.
There you go.
2019, he perished. It said 2020 COVID. Kobe is in 2020. We see how life goes, and like Ryan already said, it's not promised tomorrow no more. And I know this is a sports show, but it's the platform that I have right now. So as this right here says, got this right there from where Nipsey was at. I got it right in his backyard.
That's cool.
You know, and the marathon has to continue. And now that we here, we are the new generation. So we can either move accordingly and become a new type of civilization, you know, and become a new type of regime that we have to do, and remember the ones that's gone before us, and become stronger, become better, and become wiser. This thing is not going to get any easier. We're dealing with death. We're dealing with hurt. We're dealing with pain and trauma. Mental health is a real thing, so remember to always check on your friends. Remember to check on the people that may be
down and hurt, and believe that take time. That's all we have in this life. We have time. Every single one of us. Normie he had 1985. Mine is 1986. Got 1987 over here. And then they're going to have a dash. Then your final remarks and your final moments where they're going to read your eulogy, put your face on T-shirts and bandana and all that. But it's the dash in the middle of that thing that means the most. So if you know the Lord, I pray that you do. Get right with him, because heaven and hell is real. You know, believe, faith, and all that. But hey, man, just cherish life a little bit more. If you don't hear anything else after what I've said tonight, just cherish life. Give your people a hug, your family a hug. If you haven't had somebody talk to you that you love, and it's stuff that goes on every single day that people just drop off the end of the earth, and you'll never be able to talk to that person again. So just get that ring. You know, you'll never know what type of mood you may cheer up. You know, my man Ryan, happy birthday again to him.
Thanks,
I
my man.
made sure I reached out to my man personally, a text message, phone call, you know, whatever. I can't see you face to face then, but I see you now. I pay homage to my good producer over here, because without him, the show don't run the same. So, hey, give respect and you will get it in return, and just love one another, man. If you don't know nothing else, you know, it's a lot of hate that's been going on for millenniums, and all those before they killed Jesus, they killed a lot of people. So, you know, that's my message. Take it and, you know, use it as what it's worth, but hey, just cherish life, man. So, R.I.P. Dwayne, R.I.P. my man Nip, and we gonna keep running. The marathon gonna continue. Mamba mentality, and we in effect.
Dude, yeah.
Team hard body ENT, and we still reigning supreme.
Man, you you say it's just, this is just sports show and this is your platform, but this, like, sports and competition is a direct reflection of life. It's going out and trying to accomplish a goal, trying to accomplish something, and somebody trying to stop you from doing that. And a lot of, there's a lot of tragedy in sports. There's a lot of struggle, a lot of strife, and it's all about fighting your way through it, making progress, doing what you can to achieve that goal, to triumph, to succeed, fighting through all of the, whether it's getting cut from a JV roster, to getting a concussion on the field, to tearing your ACL, to losing your family members. It's, I got, it was Masters week. It's over. Tiger Woods, it's an amazing feat that he's out there able to finish 4 rounds, competing what he did after a horrific car accident. Could have lost his life, could have lost his leg. And in golf, we've seen that before. A little history lesson for you. Ben Hogan, 1953, one of the best golfers in the world, horrific car accident, almost lost his life, paralyzed, came back, made one of the biggest comebacks ever, and ended up winning 3 majors in the next year, arguably the greatest season in golf history. I mean, so these things, there's they happen throughout history, and it's, it's a part of it's what brings us all together too. That's one of that added, helps you rally around something, helps you rally around cause. Tragedy brings people together, just as much as triumph and success does. So, important lessons to take away. Got to have that big picture, like you said. I mean, there's a big picture to life, and we gotta move through some of our differences and little qualms and quarrels and things. Yeah.
Hey, we go through a lot here in life, so it's how you respond and how you rebound from it. You're going to get knocked down, but it's how you come back as, you would hope a cohesive unit and a big collective effort to move forward and become better. This world is so corrupt. I hate that's the word I have to use right now. It's not the best place to live. But I've seen this as a holding cell. This is just where it begins. So what you do here on earth is where you're going to ultimately, you're going to sign your name on a dotted line, or whether you're going to take that elevator ride up or you're going to ride down. But it's what you do in between the lines, and that's where sports comes in between. Like 9/11 happened, and you seen how the Mets and the Yankees, they came together after that.
Yeah.
And Kobe went down. You've seen how that affected the whole entire sports world. Sports not only allows you to have those moments where you've cheered this team on. I just cheered the Bengals on this entire season since this time last year. If you've been watching this show, we did the draft, which is coming up here again soon, April 28th. Just a quick plug. Make sure you stay tuned to the Score on Air Network. Going to have the NFL draft.
I completely forgot about that, man. That was like my first dip into kind of OMS. Right. I just got here, just kind of finished up some school, and
yeah. So
I forgot about that. That's a blast, man. It's it's a marathon.
It's going to be a 3-hour episode. I believe they're starting at 8 o'clock. Got Candace Allen directing. Shout out to my homie Candace. You got Jeff Chernowskis. Got Frank Ellington. And they're going to be your main folks that night. So stay tuned to the Score on Air Network for the NFL Draft. But it's a lot of stuff coming up in sports, and sports lets you get away from what's going on in this world. Yep. You can tune in for just a little bit of time and get away from whatever. If you had a bad day at work, you had a bad day, with the wife, with the kids, you can tune in to LeBron James, who's going to be on vacation here soon, of course. But you could tune in and get away from the vigorous and rigorous world that you once lived in for a couple of moments, and that's what sports does to you. So appreciate all of that. But let's move on with the episode 35 here on That's Debatable.
That's right. Speaking of, I guess, triumphing. No, that wasn't worded right. What I'm going to say is the North Carolina Tar Heels men's basketball team put together a heck of a run. Nobody had, our guy. We'll do due diligence for him.
Man, pour out a little bit for my man Jared, man. Yep. Sorry you have to go through that, man.
The number 8 seed, a lot of doubt. They're playing as one of the hottest teams, but didn't get that regular season. And look what happens. Right. Make it all the way to the finals. They end Coach K's career.
Yeah.
The first time those two teams had ever met in the NCAA tournament, which was crazy to me. And then we saw a heck of a game. North Carolina stomped them. That first half, they were up 15 or 16.
Never celebrate too early. Message. Yep. That's what that's taught you. If it didn't teach you anything else, that's what you grasp from that one. Yep. You got the tortoise and the hare syndrome right there. You got out to an early lead at halftime, and I don't know what you did over there in the locker room, but KU came out and showed, we not sleep. They got punched. They got jabbed. They didn't throw that haymaker. So North Carolina ultimately came up.
Yep, didn't panic. North Carolina was up, 16.5. Ran out of gas. The KU just blitzed them the first 10 minutes of that game. I mean, what's his name? I think it was Black for North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a cool first name. I'll have to look it up. But, he was, he threw up on the court, in the middle of the second half. Dude was gassed, vomiting on the floor. So KU came out of halftime, really dominated the second half. KU ended up winning 72-69, tying the record for largest comeback in NCAA tournament history, tournament championship history. It's been a while since KU had won one, 2008. So, credit where credit is due. They did the dang thing and got the win. So Kansas Jayhawks are 2022 national champions. Unfortunately to me, former Kansas State attendee. So I got no love for the Jayhawks, but like I said, we've been talking about it. Give them respect because they did the thing.
Yeah. Hey, my man Caleb Love, shout out to my guy real quick. You was phenomenal over at that time. Even though you guys didn't come up short, you showed me something, man. So that's one of my little guys that I like to plug.
Yeah,
man, Caleb Love, he's going to be going on, I believe. He might have declared, I'm not for sure if we heard anything yet, but I do has one heck of a future.
Yeah, I thought maybe a little too much hero ball from him in the second half.
Yeah.
But that's how they got through Duke was he put up 23 in the second half. And he's that playmaker and he can do it. But there were a couple instances just a little bit trying to do too much, so maybe poor shot selection, but it is what it is. Great game, came down to 3 points. I mean, barn burner of a national championship. You know, we saw the night before that, the South Carolina Gamecocks. We talked about that. So, KU's your champs. And speaking of South Carolina Gamecocks, the WNBA Draft was last night. And I did see some, I can't remember, I don't know, Nielsen ratings or whatever. But some of the articles and headlines I read was that actually viewership, it drew a decent amount of viewership.
Oh.
A little bit higher than expected.
Right.
So pretty good turnout, pretty good of event. You know, women's sports don't get a lot of coverage. You know, so things are changing. So it was good to see that. A nice spectacle on ESPN. We've got a couple clips and highlights.
Girls game is getting excited, man. Shout out to my girl Destiny Henderson. You're going to see her here real soon. She looking flyer than, you know, first class flights to Paris. So that girl's her future is bright also. It's going to be amazing to see what these girls are going to come out and do.
There's what Will's talking about.
There she is. Fresh as she is.
Yeah, it took me a minute. At first I was like, what? All right, I get it. Dude, that's fly.
Yeah.
She looks dope. Sneakers, dope suit. And Destiny Henderson was your point guard for South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
She ripped it up in the finals, was getting buckets. And she's not tall.
Nah.
She's probably 5'8".
Has to be. Those girls on her team, you know, they're pretty big themselves, and she's Mighty Mouse right out there. So
she balled out.
Look forward to seeing what her career is going to hold. Definitely going to be one I'll keep on tabs, keep following, but good luck. Keep getting fresh. You know, like my guy Joe B, it's a certain swag that you got to have. You look good, you're going to play good. So she already got half of it. Let's go and see what she does on the court this season.
Right. All right, WNBA, first pick. I'll roll the clip for you in case you didn't see it, which I'm guessing some of you probably didn't. So here's your WNBA first round selection.
You know what? We might as well get it to the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, back at the podium with the #1 pick of the 2022 WNBA Draft.
With the first pick in the 2022 WNBA Draft, the Atlanta Dream select Ryan Howard from the University of Kentucky.
Ryan Howard is indeed the pick, as you both felt she would be.
It's a special moment for Ryan Howard. She's put in so much work through the course of her career, and she's going to an Atlanta team that has so much potential as a franchise, front office, rebuilding, just a great energy in the city. This is an awesome pick for the Dream.
And how good does it have to feel for her to know that they traded for her? They certainly wanted Ryan Howard. That's why they made the move to get up 2 spots.
Ryan Howard, 2-time SEC Player of the Year, averaged 18 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3.
All right, a little bit of that selection as they were getting into her game and what she can do. Something that I thought was interesting is she's the 5th University of Kentucky athlete to be drafted #1 overall. I got those right here. And we'll make it known I am not a big University of Kentucky fan.
All right.
Like we said, respect where respect is due.
Right.
But I ain't got to root for him. So I thought this was interesting. Most recently, other than last night, Carl Anthony Towns, Big Cat.
Right on.
Before that, AD. Before that, John Wall. And Tim Couch. I did not know that. 1998, Tim Couch out of the University of Kentucky.
Well, we still got Big Cat. He's still playing right now. John Wall, haven't seen Sir John a lot here lately. And we see how AD has been for the Lakers, always down. But Tim Couch, one of the first quarterbacks to come back when the Browns came back. A little bit of history on there, but now it's Miss Howard's time. So let's see how she holds those Wildcats down. And #1 draft pick, like we know her family has to be proud. So shout out to all of the former Kentucky. Cool. Shout out to my man John Wall. I don't know where you at right now, man. And AD, find a hyperbaric chamber. Find whatever Kobe's doctor was. Go work out with LeBron, man. You got one of the best guys on your team that has amazing body. He obviously knows how to work out. He obviously knows what he's doing. You right there next to him. Take some tips, some pointers, man, because going down every single time and can't get back up, that's the reason you're sitting at home and not somewhere defending the West. So get up, AD. AD's on the way. That's what they kept saying, and that's what they say because it's 4-on-5 every single time back up court. AD's still on the ground. AD's on the way, though. So. Shout out to the Lakers, man. I was riding with y'all, but we out the West now. I'm riding with the homie. Got to hold that for a later segment. We'll talk about that, but I'll reveal who I'm riding with since my Lakers are out.
We'll get there. Yeah, real quick, I'm going to throw up the first-round picks. 12 teams in the WNBA, for those of you that don't know. First round, 12-team selection. No, I didn't recognize many of them. I've been trying to, been working on our game, trying to follow a little bit more college hoops as I can. But I did like to see Maya Hollingshed at University of Colorado in Boulder. That's kind of rare. Typically don't see a lot of, stud basketball coming out of CU. And then Queen Egbo from Baylor, obviously familiar with her. Michigan State girl, Nia Clouden.
Pay attention to the WNBA. It's a lot of phenomenal female athletes. It's more of a fundamental type of game. You're going to see a lot more quick guards, back doors. It's not the high flying of the NBA, but it's more like fundamental basketball. And why we on the WNBA?
It's more team ball than just like fundamental. NBA is a lot of just ISO ball, ISO, isolation, high pick and roll. WNBA, you get a lot more motion offensive set plays, some things like just good quality basketball. And the one thing to note while you're looking at this graphic is the Indiana Fever had 4 picks in the top 10. They selected at 2, 4, 6, and 10. So, they had 4 of 12 is 33% of the entire first round. So, we'll look for the Indiana Fever to maybe turn things around. Obviously, they weren't very good last year if they're having all these picks. But something to note there, kind of an interesting.
Hey, to bring up the Fever, that's where the homie Destiny went off to Destiny Henderson.
Yeah.
She got picked up by the Fever.
So
at
pick 20, I think.
20th pick. We got her off the board. So I'm definitely I'm gonna find me in Indiana. You right next door. Get on the bus right now. We're trying to put together a lot of stuff coming up this fall. So this is the first of a little bit of breaking news here on That's Debatable. But the get on the bus thing, followed it off of what Spike Lee. I'm going to pick it up here. But this fall, want to get people together, get on the bus, ride over to Indiana, the surrounding states of Ohio.
Yeah.
Let's actually get out here. COVID is over. Haven't heard a lot of it from here lately, but let's get back out. Let's do things. We outside now. So shout out to the homie Henderson again over with the Indiana Fever. Definitely get me a jersey.
All right, we're booking a trip. Anybody out there watching, you want to get on the bus, we going to Indianapolis. I assume that's where they play.
They do. Somewhere.
Without knowing.
We're going to find out, though. Don't worry. We're going to get all the paperwork and all the logistics and stuff worked out. But get ready. This fall, we got football, Dallas Cowboys, Cincinnati Bengals, and Arlington. So that's one of them that's on the list. That's been a big crowd.
Nah.
That's been a big crowd favorite. Who They Nation, we've been riding supreme coming off of that Super Bowl. See how we get back in. Joe B has a couple of new guys up front that's going to be protecting him. But we ain't on the NFL subject right now. But the Get on the Bus is coming soon. Stay tuned. You hear more of it here on Squirrel Air Network. Or make sure, as always, to follow me, Mr. Will Ward, at right there.
Yeah.
Will Ward 2888 on all social media platforms.
You've been doing a good job of keeping the content flowing, man.
I've been trying, man.
One thing I slack
trying to see, I appreciate that, hearing that, and I would like to hear a lot more viewers and what you think about us. Tell us what you think about the show. Make sure you continue to share it. We're trying to see more of the world with you guys, because without us, without you, it'll be no us.
Yeah, that's right. Excuse me. All right, WNBA Draft covers that. The one thing I was going to show was Kansas, just their bracket that they came out of. They got a favorable draw. Go up against Creighton. Iowa got bonked out. Providence was okay. Iowa State made a run. Wisconsin got bounced. USC got bounced. Auburn got bounced. So I am going to say they had the easiest road to the national championship ever weak sauce. Got to throw a little of shade while I still can. And Kansas State news. K-State's leading scorer jumped into the transfer portal. What the heck was his name? Nigel Pack. Oh, that's right. He's going to visit Ohio State this week. Kansas State's point guard. He's like 6'2", 6'3", averaging about 17, 18 a game. Good shooter from the outside. K-State just fired their head. Well, Bruce Weber resigned because of what was going on at LSU and some other stuff is what he said. So Bruce Weber resigned. Bruce Weber is your former Illinois head basketball coach. And so, yeah, Nigel Pack, actually going to be visiting the Columbus area, would make a great addition to the Ohio State Buckeye squad. Malachi Branham declared for the draft. He's going to test the waters. Hopefully he comes back. I think he should. Gives himself another year at the Buckeyes. But anyway, Nigel Pack, Kansas State, former point guard in the transfer portal, looking at coming here to Ohio State. So,
yeah.
Just a little shout out there. All right, covered that. Got the WNBA, Haskins, and Masters Week. Real quick, while I got the shirt on before we dive into the NBA and our playoff tournament. Masters, one thing I love always. I grew up a big golfer. There's not a lot to do in western Nebraska, so Grandma dropped me off out the golf course, and I just hang out there all day in the summer, man. It was the best. So, Scotty Scheffler, most of you probably don't know what he looks like. There's your guy, 2022 Masters champion, new world number one. He's won 4 of his 6 last tournaments. He's 25 years old, out of Texas. Double bogeyed the last hole and still won by 2. He had kind of a very nice human moment. In the interviews, he said that the morning he woke up, he just broke down bawling, crying to his wife.
Right, I seen his wife there.
He was like so nervous and scared and didn't know what to do at the moment, and came through, held his own, wire to wire Sunday. Scotty Scheffler, your Masters champion.
Right on, man. Congratulations to Scotty.
Yep, and there was a cool highlight.
Beam him up.
You rarely see this, so this was Sunday. Rory McIlroy and Colin Morikawa, 2 of the world's premier golfers. Colin Morikawa has actually finished in the top 5 in all 4 majors in only 9 attempts, which has never been done by any golfer in history. 4 majors, obviously those toughest tournaments to make. Colin Morikawa, I think, is 26, 27, young kid out of Stanford. Stud with the irons. He's one of the best ball strikers around. But Rory and Colin were in the same greenside bunker on number 18 on Sunday, and here's what unfolded.
They knew if Stu could look at it, uses the mega slope. A bit of a hit and hope, but then.
I love watching those just turn in from like 10 feet out.
As he's got a green shirt on to match a possible green jacket.
And they're playing in the same group. That's Rory doing it. So this is, 30 seconds after Rory made that from about 3 feet over. Morikawa, boom, dunks it.
Now you're watching this, people. You're watching this, and it looks so simple. I don't know how many people out there actually have swung a golf club. If you ever went over to Top Golf, miniature golf, putt-putt, at Magic Mountain with the kids or wherever, that sport, it's not as easy as it looks, people.
No, it's
those
not.
Guys may look scrawny. They may look whatever you may want to say those guys are. That's not easy, man. Right now, I can use some help. My man Ryan, I don't know if you call the golf and maybe follow golf, but how good is your swing?
Well, me personally, I think I got a pretty good swing. But there's pictures of me holding a golf club before I can even remember. So I've been playing the game since I was 4 or 5. And like I said, that was a lot of my summers. Dude, western Nebraska, town of like 9,000 people, ain't nothing to do. One small little pasture golf course out there. Skyview is like my second home. Spread my ashes at Skyview, whoever's listening.
Right.
But that's, dude, I'd swear, my grandma just dropped me off and I'd hang out all day long. Like, I was real good. But my family was big golfers. My grandpa, my dad, everybody. When the pro retired in 98, my dad took over the job at the golf course. So I worked at the golf course all throughout high school. So I used to have a pretty good swing. My game's been, off for the last 15 years, but
yeah,
it's tough, man. It's such a frustrating game. It's just you versus you out there.
Right. Yeah.
There's, you're playing against somebody else in a match or anything, but if you go out by yourself, it's still, Ben Hogan said it best. Golf is a game played on a 6-inch course between your ears. And that's what it is. It's all mental. You can try to do something and miss by a little bit. So, it's just a mental game, battling yourself, trying to keep calm. And there's so many things that can go wrong with a golf swing in a millisecond that, there's a lot to it. And you said those dudes make it look easy. And the other thing is that on TV, it's hard to tell that those guys, the elevation change of 20, 30 feet hit on hillsides. There's, they're staying inside.
I don't know if you can pull that clip up. What was that, Spieth, right? Jordan Spieth, maybe? He was on the cliffside. The ball was right there. Off the edge.
Yep, that was, a month ago or whatever.
I don't know what course that was, but, I've seen crocodiles in the inside of the water sometime. Shout out to Happy Gilmore. Yep. He made it look easy. But
well, there we go. Masters Sham, get me a headline up.
Hey, once again, this fall's coming. The springtime is going to spring someday. It's going to spring here in Columbus. Be nice to get out there on the greens. That's another That's Debatable type of function that we're going to see if we can put together, man. See if you can get some people to come out. I know you did the Frisbee golf too, maybe?
Heck yeah, dude. I used to do some of that. You name it, I'll play it.
Right? So, hey, let's get that stuff together, man.
So, yeah, awesome weekend. Masters weekend's always great. I was busy broadcasting and stuff, so I didn't get to watch as much as I'd like, but, there's nothing like just chilling on the couch. Masters Sunday is one of my favorites. So, shout out Scotty Scheffler. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but this year he's already made over $10 million in like 3 months.
My hamstrings and stuff right now, I'm at the tender age of 30. I'll be 36 here real soon, people, just to give you a heads up. July 29th. Shout out to the Leos out there. Be 36 here real soon, so I can't really get out there and play with the young bucks at football, and I don't want to end up like my guy over here, Bays, who had that ankle injury over the winter time, right? And so I may want to see if that golf swing. Shout out to JR Swish. I know JR is over there. He's playing golf now, so I have to give that as $10 million. You said, huh?
$10 million in the last 4 wins. Yeah, that's. Thank you, Tiger Woods. I'll try and find a graphic sometime of PGA Tour winnings, and when Tiger came on and sponsorships, man, it's out of control.
Hey, never know. That's never too late. That's one of those sports where you see older guys still blasting the ball. Arnold Palmer, get you a couple Arnold Palmers and go have a good night. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, working. Oh, yeah, I used to work in college. I was working the Manhattan Country Club in Kansas. This old dude, Danner, 90-something, just, hunched straight over 90 degrees. He had his cart, with a heater in it and doors and stuff, and, basically a walker, but, lifelong addictions. You just get out there and you just keep playing. It's,
right.
The best game in the world for me. But, so, little Masters action. Got to plug golf. Shout out to my dad and the birthday present. Got the jacket there, the Dan Patrick shirt. It's from
Patrick.
Yep. Doug is always watching Dan Patrick, and I like the Dan Patrick show. So.
Dan Patrick show. Shameless plug. Still on ESPN?
You got it. No, he's on
No?
No, he was with NBC Sports. Now he's just, you can find him on Spotify.
Bays, you in the group?
Yeah, he's on there. What's up, Jer? Holla, holla, holla.
My guy, Ruben Davis. What up, Rube? Should come in and join us sometime, man.
Dude, yes, we do. Yeah, that's another thing we'll start doing, bringing some guests on. A couple of our ladies, like you mentioned, Candace Allen. She's here in the sports program. She was broadcasting with me Sunday. She knows her stuff. She's a big basketball fan, too, so maybe we'll bring her in next week or two, talk about some playoffs at WNBA. Right. We got guys out there, so.
Yeah, shout out to the ladies of Squirrel on Air. Kyra Bailey.
Yep.
You know, and Miss Candace Allen. So we'd love to have you ladies in here sharing the microphone with us. Very knowledgeable young ladies. So make sure you follow those ladies also on all social media platforms. So again, that's Miss Candace Allen and Kyra Bailey.
Yes, sir. All right. Last one. Let's see. We saw her. Okay. That about covers it for kind of the roundabout, everything else that's been going on. So we're going to hit it with the NBA
It's
playoffs.
that time, folks. If you want in the chat, I'm going to drop the number here again. Tune in, call in. Let's get a little conversation going. It's just me, Rye. Let's get that NBA talk. Just about probably tip off here real soon. Believe got that Atlanta game, Atlanta and the Hornets. They're up first.
Yeah.
So we go over here what happened last night.
Yep. We'll go over that.
Get ready. It's what we're here for. Play-in tournament has begun.
Play-in tourney started. I watched a little bit of, actually, we were talking about this in the chat. So, last night, the first game was the Nets in Cleveland. I don't remember what I was doing. Get home, Timberwolves and Clippers. Mom's got news on, other room, whatever. I was like, oh, snap. Kick the game on. And, and right when I turned it on, I was sitting there eating, not looking at the TV, and I hear Allie LaForce say, yeah, the woman glued her hand to the floor, and then they had to come around and unglue her hand and get the, and I was just like, what? Hang on.
Right.
Am I on the right channel? So, I did a little bit of research. I found a nice little clip from the Daily World. It's about 2 minutes. It's a little bit more news clip of what ensued. And basically, we had a fan come onto the court and disrupt the game, and here is why.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glue Lady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another very, very interesting and trending news of the day. Protester interrupts Timberwolves Clippers play-in game after gluing herself to court. A fan at the Target Center on Tuesday night interrupted the Minnesota Timberwolves play-in game against the Los Angeles Clippers with an attempted on-court protest. Though the protester used a new method to try and get her message across, it didn't stick very well. In the second quarter of the play-in game in Minneapolis, while a free throw was happening at the other end, officials quickly halted the game after a protester ran onto the floor and apparently started trying to glue herself to the court. Arena security quickly grabbed the woman and got her off the court, and then cleaned the area. The TNT crew calling the game wasn't sure what had happened, as that's a rather unique form of protest. Allie LaForce, however, was told that the woman actually tried to glue her wrists to the floor and refused to leave initially. The glue was quickly wiped off the court, and the game then resumed as planned. The woman was apparently an animal rights protester, who was reportedly trying to make a statement related to Timberwolves majority owner Glenn Taylor's chicken farm. That farm recently killed a large amount of its chickens due to a bird flu outbreak. Her shirt read, "Glenn Taylor roasts animals alive." While her protest didn't quite pan out, as her choice of glue clearly wasn't strong enough, her form of protest is certainly one of the most unique the sports world has ever seen. That's all. Thanks for watching. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel for upcoming trending news.
And there you have it. Glue girl, glue lady, whatever. Protester.
Sticky situation.
Sticky situation. The glue is not what the guys say. And it didn't stick was the part. But, yeah, is what it is. That was her platform that she chose to make us think about it, and there you go.
Yeah.
So a little disruption there. But the best part, I'll show that clip in a sec. So, we're talking about T-Wolves Clippers real quick since that's what we're on. Between the three of us, Will, myself, and Jeremiah, I am the only one who correctly picked the T-Wolves. They both thought the Clippers were going to win. Man. So, yeah, kick on that game. Watching the second half. And the Clippers, Clippers and Suns last year?
Right.
In the playoffs, the quarterfinals, whatever, first round. But watching last night, I saw the exact same thing I saw the previous year. It's put Marcus Morris Sr. in the corner and just have somebody drive and kick him the ball and just huck up corner threes.
Right.
And I'm just dumbfounded. First of all, again, anti-KU guy here, so I'm not big on the Morris twins who went to KU. But he's a good player, whatever. But over the course of a year, how can they – nothing has changed with that team. They're just doing the same thing. And like we talked about, a lot of ISO ball out of the NBA. So I'm happy to see them lose. I was glad to see the T-Wolves win.
Yeah.
Cat didn't do much. Anthony Edwards, man, apparently this kid can ball.
Oh, yeah.
He is he's the third leading scorer ever under 21, right there with KD, LeBron, Carmelo, somebody else.
Right.
So Anthony Edwards, former Kentucky player as well.
Number 1 draft pick, I believe, last year or the year before last. Don't quote me on that. But
No,
he was definitely a number 1 draft pick.
Why wasn't he on our picture? Maybe he didn't play at KU. All right.
Another trivia question. Maybe he didn't make the cut of that picture. But for sure he was number 1 draft pick.
High school. And
Straight
he was
out of
the
high
number
school.
1. Yep. So excuse me. He did not
Even
go to
better.
Kentucky. Even
That shows a lot, says a lot about Mr. Edwards, but he was in the slam dunk contest. I believe he won it last year,
he
maybe?
could tear it up. 20 years old, 6'4", 225. So, my height,
Tear the
but
rim
obviously different.
Right. Just a different little physique to him.
Small
But-
forward, shooting guard out of Daniel McLaughlin Therrell High School, Holy Spirit Prep School. So, yeah, number 1 selection, straight out of high school. But he can tear it up, and D'Angelo Russell played really well. I've been hearing a lot of D'Angelo Russell's name.
Yeah, shout out to my man D-Lo.
So
straight out of The Ohio State University for sure. Don't got to reference that one, man. That boy going to tear it up. So real quick, while we still at it right now, I just checked it out. While we on for the future games going on right now, the Hawks in the 9th and 10th
I
place
got
team.
let me kick up.
101-75 over the Hawks. It's still in the third quarter, so it's still a lot of game left. You can find that game and the next game on ESPN right now. So 75-101. The Atlanta Hawks is getting an ATL, shouty. Got Pelicans and Spurs coming up next. A lot of the young kids, they were excited. I know my boy has said something about Brittany Griner's father, or Brittany Griner, not Griner. Brittany, what is her last name right now?
Who?
Brittany's, famous Brittany on Instagram. She has her kid's dad is PJ, what's his name right now? It's slipping my name. Washington, maybe?
You got no idea what you're talking about.
Brittany Renner is her name.
Renner.
Like I said, if you Google her and Brittany Renner on Facebook, Instagram is her main platform, but you can find her on Instagram. But she has her child's father on the Hornets team.
PJ Washington.
PJ Washington. That's
Currently
what I thought.
signed with the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
Brittany and PJ reportedly started dating when the baller was an 18-year-old college stud in Kentucky. This is according to
again.
dumb Google, so that's what don't.
this is
excuse me,
factual.
thesun.com, so news source. Yep.
This is factual. A lot of ladies wouldn't go and try to follow Miss Renner's lead of getting you a professional basketball player to secure the bag. It's not a good look, but she actually made
At
it work.
Instagram, bundle of Brittany. And when I Google search her, the first image that comes up is Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, she's been having her way around the league of James Harden.
She likes athletes.
Yeah, that's her thing. Not knocking her hustle. Whatever works for you, Ms. Renner. I'm not here to dispute. A lot of people want to do those double standard type things. Good for guys, not good for the ladies. Do you, little boo? So ain't knocking her hustle. But like I said, PJ, he's going to be coming home to take care of his kid real soon because the ATL Hawks. Trey is having his day. PJ is going to be able to come home. Miles Bridges.
My man. Yep, Jer got it. He went to Georgia. Good call, Jer.
What's Jer in there with?
He's in the chat.
Missed him. Appreciate you, man. Still working. What happened? The party over? Come on in, man. We'll be here a little bit longer.
Dude, that's right. I heard that last night. Why am I not seeing? Huh. All right, well, whatever. Thank you, Jared. That's right. I heard that on the broadcast last night.
What's that?
Was that Anthony Edwards went to Georgia?
Oh, okay.
When they were talking about him. I wanted to rewatch that 3 times. Here, let me set up my phone, too. Plug it in. So, Timberwolves, Clippers. What else you got on that game? That's about all. Oh, Patrick Beverly.
Dave and Buster's. Shout out to the plug, Dave and Buster's, hosting a nice event for my man Jeremiah Bays tonight.
Oh,
snap. Out here enjoying himself. Wish he was here, my guy. But, hey, you and Young King and the Princess, y'all have a good one out there, man. We'll take care of business here on That's Debatable.
All right, Patrick Beverly. Dude is a boss. He formerly of the Los Angeles Clippers for like the last 4 years. Traded to the Timberwolves. So he had a little vengeance game last night. I think he had the game-clinching steal. Basically, he was harassing fools down the end. The dude was hype.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to show you what he's doing. His post-game. Just getting wild with it. And mind you, this is the 7-8 seed, 1 game. That jersey's going to be worth some money.
Patrick Beverly, man. Patrick Beverly. Let's mind you, people, that this was a play-in game.
That's what makes
that was a play-in game.
That's what makes it all the more important, right? It's like that wild card baseball.
Hey, pull the clip up one more time. Not that one, the actual graphic of the playoffs. Gotcha. Let's see that graphic one more time, and let's see what kind of prize winning that game gets you. So, if you follow me right now over to that 7-8 seed, you see the 7 seed is going to already secure the number 2 team in the playoffs. So, what did you earn there, Mr. Stand on a stanchion there? Hey, that's who I'm taking. The team that Cat and Patrick Beverly and Mr. Edwards, they're going to go on to take on Ja Morant and the rest of his crew. Now, Ja's been sitting out. You can take it out. There we go. Ja's been sitting out for a nice little bit of games, and this team has still been taking care of business. They've won, I believe it's 8 of the last 10. Google it, quote it, do whatever you want, but it's a good percentage that they've been winning here recently. And to have Ja, their number 1 main attraction, been able to sit out and they still been taking care of business, it bodes well for them moving forward into the playoffs. So while all of that play-in tournament, hoop and holler is all good, and yeah, have your excitement, feel good about yourself and your teammates, but what you just earned was a first-class ticket to go down to Memphis. So go get you some barbecue. Shout out to my man, Young Dolph. And we here now. So, Beverly, I know I like his motor. I like his energy. I like everything he comes with because he knows how to get in the player's head. He knows how to be that nuisance, that gnat at the picnic that won't get up out of their face. So, Patrick Beverly, you better bring everything you got because, hey, Memphis, I got Memphis all the way to the finals. I'm saying it now. I'm taking the Memphis Grizzlies to the finals. They got a nice little feel. Debate me with that. Call in right now. Somebody, let's talk about what's going on in Memphis. Let's talk about what y'all think about Patrick Beverly and his antics. Who has the best chance to move forward in the NBA playoffs? Let's get it going right here on That's Debatable.
I did just pair my phone, so Will dropped it in the chat.
Now that I'm unmuted. Yeah, we are hooked up, so if you want to call in, should be able to. My number's in the chat. Or if you just know me, hit me.
Hit the hotline bling.
Right.
Let's go.
T-Wolves advance. Yeah, Paul George had 34. Couldn't do it enough himself, though. Russell for 29. Anthony Edwards with 30. Karl Towns with 11. So, and yeah, Cat had a bad game in foul trouble. Fouled out early. So they can still get it done without the big man. But yes, yeah, they're going to have their hands full with Memphis. That's for sure.
And then the other game, you had the Cavs versus Brooklyn. The Cavs actually showed up in that game. They played well. They kept it close, even though it didn't seem like you should look at the stat line or whatever. They got within 6, the closest. They kept holding it right there at 10. But phenomenal game by my guy himself. Shout out to the leader of the whole entire team, Kyrie Irving, who played 42 minutes, had an astounding 34 points. That's how you lead. He's been sitting out all season. So political, whatever you want to call it, COVID, that man's healthy and he looking really good. So watch out, Boston. Usually they say Houston, but I think in Beantown it's going to be a problem. That's going to be a phenomenal first round game. Now, one more time, pull up the bracket and let's analyze that real quick from what goes on after, because I've heard a lot of people. Jared, I wish you was here because I didn't know you wrote with KD, but a lot of people have been saying that Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, they were, trying to avoid that number 1 seed, number 2 seed. They didn't want to see Brooklyn. But if you pull it up, you will see the Bulls, your baby Bulls there. Don't know what's going to happen with them, Jared, but those Bulls may fall to Giannis. I don't see what you avoided by just getting out of the first round if you're looking at that like they was running from, because you got them in the second round. It's not like you even avoided getting away from them at least into the semifinals. So now it's going to be, I like what I see right there. Of course, right now it looks like the Hornets are going to be going home, which is going to set up a matchup tomorrow for the Cavs and ATL. Where that game is going to be at, it has to be in Cleveland because they hold the higher seed, I would believe. But Miami versus either Cleveland or Atlanta. Of course, I believe that Miami's going to take care of business on that one. I believe that probably is going to go maybe 5. I would say 5, 6. Got a nice Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Those guys are going to come out. I believe another one to circle on that list is going to be, for sure, that next 2-7. Get to see Boston, who's coming out with Jason Tatum.
Dude, that's going to be there's your Eastern Conference Finals, right? And let's keep it up. So, Will, you said Memphis is going to win. I'm right. I got to take notes so we can call it on it.
Right on.
You said Memphis going to win the West.
I got Memphis coming out of the West. I look at that. You get past Golden State, I believe Memphis should be able to take care of business between the Suns. And I think the Suns are going to probably beat up on, let's say, Luka finally gets out of the first round.
Think so?
Spider and Rudy Gobert.
Yep. They were in the finals last year. Let me see if I can hide that behind us. That image up. All right, Jer says Grizz in 5, Nets in 6.
Nets in 6, Bucks at 6.
Yup.
Grizz in 5. I respect that. Hey, answer this question, Jer. You think the Grizzlies got a chance to go all the way? You got them in 5 in the first round. That's pretty good against Cat and Patrick Beverly and the rest of Anthony Edwards and whoever else is there. That's a really good team. We've seen Karl Anthony Towns win the 3-point contest, so we know his 3-point game is going to be on a little bit. But I think Ja and the boys going to have enough to make it past the first round of the playoffs. Nah, said no. So you got taking them out. It's going to be Western Conference. I'm thinking maybe you might be going with the Suns. I don't know. Thank you. I'm going to feel like Vanna White here. Maybe a little bit of my man Al Roker. I don't know what it's looking like in your neighborhood, but in my neck of the woods, the West Coast is looking very bright right now.
No, man. Caroline Cohen, she's on NBC.
Yeah?
Here in Ohio.
Yeah?
She's nice. She does an excellent job letting me know what the weather's going to be.
Right. There's one of my favorite. I'll get back to that right in a little bit, right after I get my spiel. But
All right. Yeah, we just need like the John Madden laser.
Right. Boom. Who's going to make it right here?
Okay. I'll throw my 2 cents in because the Nets Celtics is going to be big. Boston is the hottest team in basketball since Christmas. Nets are rolling though. I mean, what a wild card there getting the number 7 seed. Cleveland held their own. You know, Cavs were down, I think, 20 at one point or a couple times. But, you know, hung around, got it back. Cleveland was on a roll just mid-season.
Yeah.
Bunch of injuries.
That Jared Allen, that really killed them. I mean, losing him, losing Sexton, losing a lot of those guys that they lost late in the year, that really hurt them because they were one of the ones that at the halftime All-Star break, I like to say right there that All-Star break is going to really make or break a team. And you've seen the Cavs somewhere around that 4, 5, 6 spot for a long time. It's just like as they got closer to the end of the season, they just started to break down.
And that's one things, you know, as the Cavaliers, very young team, if they can beat either the Hawks or the Hornets, whoever they face, if they can do that and get themselves to a 7-game series, or, you know, if they get swept by the Heat, like that playoff experience of an actual 7-game series for a young team like that is so valuable and so important. You get Darius Garland, get them playoff experience for the first time. It extends the season, so you get an extra week or 2 of practice. They talk about that in the NFL all the time, about how those teams that get into the playoffs, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of extra practice, and that's can build so much experience for those teams late in the playoffs. So we'll see who comes out tonight between the Hawks and the Hornets. The winner of that game will face the Cleveland.
Who else?
Tomorrow.
Cleveland. See how I operate this here. But that Cleveland is going to move up here. See how good this is. This is new, folks. Please, bear with me. But Cleveland moving up here to number 1 against, I mean, that's going to be a feat. Like I said, Bam Adebayo, Duncan. It's a lot of guys down there. Victor Oladipo. Miami is looking really good, and they have a nice route. But that next round, I believe the 76ers should be able to take the Raptors in that round. Don't want to forecast a little bit too much into the future, but we'll go over that first round here real quick. I'm going to take Miami over.
Taking the Heat?
Yeah, I'm going to take Miami over the Heat. Miami over the Heat. Miami over the Cavs. 76ers. Write it down myself. Miami, 76ers.
And the Raptors. Oh, yeah.
Let's say Miami in 5 just to be nice. A gentleman's, sweep.
I got
Probably
you.
76ers take that in 6. And Bulls, Milwaukee. I'm going to go with the Greek Freak. Continue his reign to move forward to another finals. He's going to take care of the Bulls in about 5. And the marquee matchup, this is going to be the one right here that's going to, stay tuned and get your money's worth out of this matchup. Anytime you see number 2 against 7, whenever they start, I'm going with the lower seed. I got to go with Brooklyn. I know Boston is really good with Tatum and Brown and Smart, and they look good, but I love what I'm seeing. What you got, Jer? You saying Miami over the Heat. Don't laugh at that one, man. It's miscue. But 76ers in 7. I'm going with them in 6. What you taking your boys from BK and Beantown?
That's what we need, Jared. Boston and Nets. Me, I'm going to take Boston, man. Wish my buddy Casey was on here. We'll have to get Casey from Boston on next week. Give us the lowdown. I just hope so. The whole Kyrie thing all season long, just in time.
Put your cape on for Kyrie, man. He's just in time to save the day. I put my cape on for you, Kyrie.
I got green, man. We're going Boston green. That's what I'm doing, dude. Boston Celtics over the Nets.
Hey, Jerry, we got to bring that back for the playoff edition, man. Who you putting your cape on for?
There you go. But, man, I love KD. I like KD a lot. I've got to see him play. I got to see him in college when he was at Texas. He came up to Kansas, K-State. I watched one of his last game ever at the KeyBank Arena in Seattle. It was one of the Seattle Supersonics' last games ever when I was out there for a trip. And then OKC was close. So, actually, some buddies and I were reminiscing on My old roommate turned 21, 10 years ago. We all went down to OKC. Somehow we knew the director of the ticket office was a cousin of an old friend I grew up with, so we got tickets comped. My buddy Casey was working for the Embassy Suites at the time, so we had hotel for like half price. So it was just gas money as broke college kids. 15 throw up at the NBA game, like right free throw line extended. It was prime, so
right on, man.
Kind of like the Thunder, so got some KD love in me for sure. But I'd like to see Boston take care of them. But that's, for one of the first times, like a big 7-2 matchup like that, is basically an Eastern Conference Finals kind of preview.
Right.
And then obviously on the other side, keep an eye on my Nuggets and Jokic. They got their hands full, needless to say, with the Warriors. But, we'll see what comes out of that one. So I don't need my predictions yet. Looks like the Hawks are trashing. The Hornets are up 30 with, 6 left.
Yeah.
The over-under on Trae Young was 31. He's only got 22 at the moment. Capella with 15, Gallinari with 17, Hunter with 21, and Herter with 13. That's how you do it. 5 dudes in double digits, man.
Sure.
It's a good way to win a basketball game.
So, right now that doesn't look too bad. And knowing what you got to get tomorrow over the Cavs, I almost like seeing Atlanta, man. Atlanta might
be able to bring it at the Heat, you think? That's a tall order, but
I'm at least over the Cavs tomorrow.
Yeah, that
depends what your guys show up, because like I said, those guys didn't have a bad game.
Yeah.
Karis LeVert, Columbus's own.
Yep.
He did stand up, have 40 minutes, played really well. Darius Garland, Mobley. I think they have a chance, but it's going to be a good one. I definitely stay tuned on that game tomorrow. The Cavs against Atlanta Hawks. NBA playoffs are warming up. Seeming like how these games are starting off, you're getting your money's worth. That Pelicans, I want to see if Zion's going to actually reemerge at any point before.
Well, I've got the. Sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
But before the playoffs are over, we haven't seen Zion all season, and they said he started practicing a couple weeks ago. So we shall see what comes out of that one. Definitely, my man B.I. Brandon Ingram is going to come out ready to play if he's on a ticket. He was having some injuries
Ingram?
earlier. Yeah, when he left the Lakers a few years ago, it was between him and he's slipping my name right now. Went to the Washington Wizards. Kuzma.
No, okay.
It was between him and Kuzma, and they kicked out B.I. first, and I thought B.I. was the better option before Kuzma. Kuzma had a couple games, but I like the grit and tenacity of Mr. Ingram. So
Skin and bones Ingram.
Yeah,
thin man.
But he has a little grit to him that I like.
Yeah.
So
coming out of Duke, you don't usually see, well, that's not true. You see a lot of grit out of a lot of Duke players. So yeah, so the one thing I got.
Zion's warming up. They said Zion shows off his bounce. So we'll see.
To be determined. The one thing I'd been seeing was, C.J. McCollum getting traded to the Pelicans and making the difference. And I saw the one stat before McCollum was there. They were like 23-32. So, 400, 5 games below 500. After C.J., since like mid-February, they're 14-14. We know he can ball. We know he can go off for 30, 40 any night. So we'll see. And he's, speaking of grit, tenacity, he's one of those dudes. So, and I don't know a lot about this Spurs team. They're just kind of hanging around that middle end of the ground. But
I've never really been a Spurs fan, just off of the simple fact. I respect Popovich, never deny the things. He's a really great coach, but the fundamental aspect from him and David Robinson and Tim Duncan, it's not a fun team. It was never fun. Memphis used to actually be that way also.
Unless
they used to be
Spurs
like a blue collar type team in Memphis, but they've changed the whole dynamics where they're more exciting. But the Spurs has always been Mr. Fundamental. That's why I always thought about Tim Duncan. So I think I'm going to go ahead and ride with New Orleans on this one, which is going to set up them and the Clippers for tomorrow night. Also, I believe. If,
you taking the Pelicans? I'm taking the Pelicans. So, yeah, Pelicans and Clippers will go on to play tomorrow night. And it looks like Atlanta's, they're 3 minutes away, up 30. So tomorrow night you'll have the Hawks coming into Cleveland. So at least Cleveland's got home court advantage there. And they got a day of rest. Atlanta played tonight, so a little bit of advantage there. And that's the big – dude, one game, anything can happen, man.
Both games tonight, are we for sure that? Just
what?
Are they both on tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're for sure.
Yep.
Play-in games is tomorrow. I don't know if they gave them 1 day of rest, if it was Friday.
I was looking at that.
Thursday.
I'm pretty sure.
Definitely. Nope, it is Friday, sir.
Get out of here.
Friday the 15th. Yeah, 7:30 will be the Cavs. 10 o'clock will be the winner on the west side. So.
Thanks for checking me.
Right. I kind of thought,
I could have swore
back-to-back games, and then you have to still fly. They would be like flying tonight,
true.
for, what we got?
Jer.
Say his name with, who is it?
Hello.
What up?
What's the name?
You there?
Am I on air right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I feel like Dave and Buster's.
Right on, man. What's good with you?
Not much, man. I'm celebrating baby girl first birthday. Totally forgot it was today, guys. Totally forgot.
You good, man? Go ahead and shout your little girl out real quick.
For sure.
We already know, man. Happy birthday, Raina Babe. My baby girl, we celebrated this weekend. It's turned 4. But, I'm putting that big cape on for the Brooklyn Nets, man. You already know they're going to the Western Conference Finals, possibly the finals. They're going to beat the Bucks, they're going to beat the Celtics, and they definitely beat whoever come up in the side.
Right, so you taking them all the way out the East?
Yeah, man, I got to.
Right? So I guess you're already saying that the Bulls don't have a chance against Milwaukee, and you don't think in the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals, Miami or the 76ers can take against Brooklyn?
I think Miami could be upset by Atlanta.
Yeah, that's El Fuego for you. That's that Dave and Buster's talking to you.
Nah, I ain't saying nothing. I'm just having pizza, though.
That's that good pizza on them. Atlanta over Miami?
I kind of like that, too. Oh, excuse me. A little feedback. I kind of like that,
I
too,
really
Jared.
think Miami overrated, but they do got a nice little machine over there.
Wow. And that's big. You heard it here first on That's Debatable. The man Jeremiah Bays. Miami over or losing to Atlanta.
Yeah. In the second seven.
Note that down, sir.
I mean, unless, the Cavs beat the Hawks, but I doubt it.
Right.
Unless Jared Allen is really, I don't know if Jared Allen might play. It's not for sure yet.
Questionable?
Yeah, he's debatable.
Okay. So you're saying there's no way that Memphis can make it past Golden State if Golden State makes it past Denver?
Oh no, I'll give them a shot, but I'm just pulling for Golden State in that situation. But I wouldn't be shocked at all. Memphis has been looking good all year. John Morant is on a different level. You understand the teammates now. You said what?
While you here, man, Jared's levels, I'm trying to make sure that you have put, if you put Memphis up top with Golden State.
They ain't grind time. All the teams gonna grind it out. Memphis ain't shown nothing yet. They just young. I can't hear you.
So you have Memphis in grind time right along with Golden State.
Yeah, they all on that same tier.
So they all even killed.
They all even killed.
So answer this real quick. You got the Suns all the way to the finals taking on Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Noted. Take that to the bank.
I would love a Steph Curry versus Kevin Durant finals. I would love a Kevin Durant versus Steph Curry finals.
You set that up. I like how you set it up, but I'll see that. And of course, we're gonna talk more about this, man. The next time we face to face, mano a mano, right here in the square circle.
Yeah, I got on my Brooklyn shirt, man. People, they thought I was about to come on with some bull stuff. Nah, I got on my Brooklyn gear right now. You already know I'm big Brooklyn right now. You get that man in home games. I told y'all that. That's all he had to do. Stop running around. Get that man in home games. But
family, bro. I appreciate you calling in, man.
yeah, I will. I had to. But yeah, shout out to the guys. Shout out to the gang. That's debatable. Make sure y'all follow like and share.
Appreciate it.
One love, brother.
All right, brother.
Later. And that's the man, Jeremiah Bays.
Hardest working man in showbiz.
Hardest working man at Dave & Buster's tonight, that's for sure.
Living it up. That's good stuff right there, man.
We apologize. Yeah, if that was a little out over the other side, I was trying to control that. It's tough to see on my end. Give me some break. Can't even say it right.
Right.
Where am I at? Bump, bump, bump. Okay, well, we got some predictions there from our guy, Jeremiah. You know him, you love him, recognize his voice. What's up, Byron? He's back in the building.
Mr. Johnson, another
Who else?
good father that we got here.
Out.
Joined us before on That's Debatable. What's going on with you, man?
All right, well, real quick, before we wrap it up, it's 9:30. Let's see. I took Boston. That's kind of the main one, yeah. I was kind of like what Jared was saying is Atlanta, man, the Heat just been, maybe that's to the Heat's advantage is they're not getting talked about a lot, They're
Right.
kind of under the radar, like as the number one seed.
Right.
So we'll see what they can come up with. Jimmy Buckets and Tyler Hero, man, there's 70 between them any given day, so that makes it tough. But, Atlanta Hawks formidable last year, dragging Philly to 7.
Yeah.
Or 6
And
or 7.
I think last year that New York and Atlanta that went pretty good. I think that one probably didn't they go 7?
Something like that.
So Atlanta's Trey Ice Young, Ice Trey, whatever you want to call him.
Trey Ice.
You're gonna have the leader of the Migos in the front row.
Dude,
Never know who's gonna show up at an Atlanta game. Shout out to the homie Gucci.
See Trey, yeah, just to see Trey.
All those guys gonna show up in Atlanta because that's gonna be a hostile environment from MIA to Atlanta. Hey, you want to be on whoever is broadcasting that, going back and forth from Atlanta to Miami. I am available.
That's nice.
That would be
ATL to
Miami to Atlanta.
Dude, that'd be a hot series for sure. Protest WNBA, boy, Haskins. All right, got that. Got our images in. Let me see what else.
That's about it, man.
Hawks.
Getting close.
Hawks just
went final.
Should be about a minute 40 left. 126 to 98. Atlanta's leading. So, man, they put up 42 in the third quarter. That's where it happened. Went bananas out of half. So, the Atlanta Hawks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Friday, not Thursday.
In Cleveland. Hey, man, I don't know. Even though Jared said he got the upset special with Atlanta, I'm not really turning my hat down to Cleveland. I might, matter of fact, OH.
I
go with the home state.
Do it.
Of Ohio. I'm going to ride with the boys, with the Cavs. Garland, the rest of the crew.
Like you said, dude, all you got to do is put one together.
Still got the old man K-Love over there, Cedi Osman.
Dude, K-Love
Mobley.
I heard K-Love's in the running for 6th man of the year.
He played 29 minutes last night, 5 of 11, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. That was stats speaking for themselves. Still getting 13 boards. I'm gonna go ahead and ride with the boys. We'll see what happens. That's gonna be a good game Friday night. Get your popcorn ready. Only on ESPN.
All right, Willie. What else you got? That's about it for me. We covered playoffs, man. Today's Wednesday, so coming up tomorrow, Friday we got the play-ins. Saturday
is going to be, the actual playoffs do start Saturday. You got the Jazz versus the Mavericks at 1 p.m. The Grizzlies, who's going to show up all that hooping and hollering, Mr. Beverly. At 3:30, we're going to see when you put the gloves on. At 6 o'clock, you got the 76ers versus the Raptors. And that late night special at 8:30, only on ABC, you got the Warriors taking on the Nuggets. See if Steph.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, Steph, Clay, see what happens with those boys. But the NBA playoffs is among us. It has started a run to the 2022 finals. Get your popcorn ready, people, because it's going to be very entertaining. Then on Sunday, we're still waiting the winner. We know the Heat are potentially going to be taking on the Cavs or the Hawks. Go Cavs. That'll be at 1 o'clock Sunday. The Nets and the Celtics, the marquee game on Sunday, is at 3:30. Bucks taking on the Bulls on TNT at 6:30. And in that nightcap game, you got to tune in now for the Pelicans and Spurs to see who takes on the Suns, the #1 seed in the West, at 9 o'clock on TNT.
Right on. Thank you for that, Will. Saturday and Sunday, full day.
Yeah, man.
Get on your couch. Enjoy the hoops.
Spring game on Saturday also.
Oh, man.
So if you haven't got your tickets, go down to Ohio State.
I always forget that.
Get it ready. My man C.J. Stroud, Smith and Jigba.
I'm not a big spring game dude.
You ever went to one?
I haven't.
If you haven't had the opportunity, I'm telling you, man, just to be in that atmosphere of the shoe and to see those
been
boys.
To the shoe.
Yeah, I've been there.
I've never seen a game there.
I've seen games. I was at the pep rally when we won back in 2014.
Nice.
Shout out to the homie Zeke. Who was there? 12 Gauge, my man. Who else was there?
But so that's going on Saturday.
All those guys, yeah.
It'll be a big event. So I need to get to the shoe, see something happen.
Yeah.
But anyway,
a lot of stuff coming up here in Columbus. Stay tuned to here on Score on Air Network. There's a lot of stuff coming, so we're looking forward to calling us. If you would like to even be a guest here on That's Debatable, come join the guys, come call in, whatever. It's going to be a good spring. We got a lot of stuff coming up for you. So continue to like, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms right here at Will Ward 288. And thank you for tuning in. It's been a week, so stay prayed up.
It's been a good week.
It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here in the spring. So if you've been waiting for that winter blues to go away, it's finally here. We almost there, people, so get ready.
All right, for That's Debatable, I'm Ryan Dietrich, Will Ward. That's all we got, folks. Thanks for tuning in. It's paper toss time. Get them.
Oof.
All right. And we out. Let's throw up.
One more. Are we still going?
There you go. Thank you.
One more.